Speaking of bonds, we're going to be talking about United Bank of Africa's $300 million Eurobond, and of course, its oversubscription with economy and capital market analyst Rotimi Fakayejo. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to get your take on the oversubscription of UBA's bond. What's your read on investor appetite based on the numbers we've seen in the books?
Well, for UBA, the impression that investors do have about it is stable, is growing in gross earnings, and at the same time is also growing its bottom line. And I think for what Fitch rating and S&P, they have removed it from the rating watch negative and put the outlook as stable. So definitely, this is a positive one for UBA, and it's no more surprising that this kind of turnout or outcome for the Eurobond that they issued is being oversubscribed to this extent. So I believe strongly that no matter what the negatives are about the Nigerian economy, the outlook for the Nigerian banks still remain very good, especially for UBA, as it has been proved from the outcome of this Eurobond issue. And I think strongly that maybe going forward, the bank having been there for quite a while, and we've seen it in the thick and the thin, and it's quite encouraging that this time around is giving the UBA has come out boldly to test the waters, and it has really proved that they are really strong in the market. And this also gives a better outlook for the Nigerian capital market and also the other Nigerian banks. So it's kudos to UBA, and I believe it's kudos to the Nigerian capital market.
Great stuff. As far as you've mentioned markets, I believe UBA was up, I think, about 3.7%. How would you describe the market reaction to the stock as far as the Eurobond offer is concerned?
Well, I think for this kind of perception that investors are having about the stock, both local and those who have subscribed to the bond issuance, Eurobond issuance, definitely goes a long way that the pricing that we are having for UBA right now is really below what the actual price would be in time to come. We've seen the 1, 2, 3 quarters result of the bank, and it's quite heartwarming and reinforcing the fact that UBA is quite stable and also much more promising than the way it started for the year.
Excellent. In conjunction with this issue, UBA did announce a tender offer on their existing $500 million senior unsecured notes due 2022. Can you tell us more about that for those wondering what that's about, the tender offer?
Well, I think one thing that is very comforting about this is that they are very comfortable about the redemption of the outstanding $500 million unsecured bond that has been in place. And they are quite ready right now to open the tender offer for as many as may want to actually redeem their own starting from now. So I think with the way it is, it's also quite convincing that in spite of inflation, in spite of every other, the unstable exchange rate of the Naira, since they are able to redeem the one that is due, then definitely getting into a new one, those who are actually subscribing to the Eurobond do not have any problem with it because they have confidence that in having done what was when the exchange rate nosedived from about 300 Naira plus to about 400 Naira plus right now, about 420, 440. And I think with the way it is, I believe strongly that investors are confident about the redemption which is happening right now, and also reinforcing the one that has just been taken.
Great stuff. Now, so as far as benefits of this for the company and for the capital markets, would you say it's positive perception, as far as the investors are concerned, or are there any other benefits beyond that?
Well, I think for UBA is the transactions that they do on the international scene with their correspondence bank, this definitely will make them to be able to stand much stronger, because if people who are outside investors can actually have this kind of confidence in the bank, then definitely they will not be able to have much problems in their international settlements. So I believe strongly that it's a good one for the bank and also for investors as well, because with this one in place, they'll be able to turn in better profit than they have done before, and also better return by way of dividend for the investors. And for the market too, like I said much earlier, that UBA has tested the waters, and they have seen that it's really something that they can actually handle. So definitely the outlook for the Nigerian market also is already displayed to the whole world, that the outlook is good and stable, and also much of benefit to both local and international foreign portfolio investors.
How do you think the bank factored in, I guess, inflation and the exchange rates when considering tapping the capital markets for this?
Well, I think I've made mention of that earlier, that in spite of the vagaries of the exchange rate and the inflation, which the country has been subject, the economy has been subject to over a period of time, if they had been able to weather that through in the last 5 years and now redeeming the 500 million naira unsecured bond that they did, then definitely this won't be a problem for them. And I think they are really, they are ready for this kind of thing, and definitely there won't be any going back on this, and there will be no regret on either side.
In 30 seconds, if you can, outlook on the Nigerian markets for the year, or rather for the new year.
Well, I think the year has not ended, so we are still going to have it much better than we have seen. I still believe strongly that the year 2021 will still end with a double-digit year-to-date position as at the close of the year by December 31st. And for the first quarter, when the results will start coming out, I still see a very strong outlook. But also, one thing we need to bear in mind thereafter is, after the release of the first quarter results, of the full year result in the first quarter, investors have gotten returns on their investment, by way of dividend. But one thing we need to look at is 2022 is pre-election year for Nigeria, and we know what usually happens about that time. So, but for the first quarter, we are still going to see the market very good, depending on what happens on the national scene for Nigeria. That's what will determine how the market will go for the rest of the year in 2022.
All right, Mr. Rotimi Fakayejo, economy and capital markets analyst, thank you so much for talking to us about the UBA oversubscribed $300 million Eurobond issuance. Thank you so much. We appreciate your take on the market.